Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for those that were here at the poster session earlier on. I was really impressed with all of the great quality of these posters. So let's give a big round of applause for all of our poster presenters. All right, for those of you who do not know me yet, I'm Lori Crow, the Executive Director for Undergraduate Academic Engagement. We have been doing Fall Symposium. I should have counted how many years, but it has been for at least, well, the whole time I've been with honors, so like 18 years, we have been running a Fall Symposium. It's gone through a couple different permutations. But again, welcome to this long-running tradition at UNC. At this point, we are going to turn it over to our keynote speaker, and I'm going to change the slide. So Yasmeen Mustafa is our keynote speaker. She is graduating this December with her Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Congratulations. Yasmeen has been a tremendous researcher. She's in the McNair Scholars Research Program, also an Upper Division Honors Program, doing a research project that is going for both areas. And her project, the Emergency Room Nurses' Perception of Medication Errors in the Emergency Department, which is clearly a very, very important piece of work, right? Like we all want errors to be reduced. That particular research won our $2,500 Eugene and Peggy Koplitz Memorial Scholar Award last year for her to be conducting that research. So again, big round of applause for Yasmeen. And then you come on up and we will hear about Yasmeen's experience.
Hello, everyone. So last year, standing here at this very event, I had a moment of sheer panic. A voice rose inside of me, clear and cold, whispering, "What on earth have I gotten myself into? This isn't where I belong." It was a voice I knew too well, a voice that had thrilled me my whole life, a voice that had trailed me my whole life, always questioning, always doubting, always holding me back. Life, you see, has handed me my script early on, and the story in that script felt set in stone. It was a story of an immigrant Palestinian mother who worked endless hours, missing birthdays and evenings with her children. All that so we could have just enough food to get by. She poured every ounce of herself into survival, and yet sometimes it felt like it wasn't enough. I grew up in that shadow as her daughter, the daughter who ducked in and out of class, never raising her hand, barely scraping by with a 2.0 GPA, feeling like I was invisible. The world seemed to have written my role for me, the shy line cook, hiding in the back of the kitchen, invisible in my apron and my silence. My faith, the color of my skin, the ache of poverty, they all felt like chains binding me to a path I hadn't chosen. These things marked me, held me back, and reminded me constantly that I didn't belong. They became my enemies, haunting my reflection in the mirror, whispering in every rejection, every sideways glance. I was told time and time again that people like me were lucky who even went to college. Yet something broke through that wall of doubt. I discovered something I needed to share with you today. Alfred Adler, the psychologist, once said that our experiences don't determine our fate. Our experiences are not our destiny. Trauma doesn't define us. It gives us the raw materials to shape our own story. After a series of successive lows, exhausted, feeling directionless, an innate desire for clarity about my life finally pushed me to examine the things that I had shied away from. The process wasn't easy. I had built a life that revolved around existing with minimal friction. My job, my family life, my religious practices, all were a means to protect the fragile personality that I built. My anonymity and lack of drive were meant to shield me from the sting of failure and self-doubt. However, when I began to examine these measures and had the realization that these very guardians of my life were keeping me from exploring my true potential, I wanted to speak, but I had suppressed my own voice for so long out of fear that it would sound discordant and fall short. I had no idea how to kickstart the process needed to truly grow. Enter the roller coaster known as academic research. The truth about progress is that it isn't a one person journey. It is the aggregate product of a team of people. Today, I reflect back on those who made a true impact on my progress. The support of the McNair Scholars Program, along with the grants and opportunities provided through the Office of Undergraduate Research and the guidance through the Honors College, didn't just open doors for me, they reminded me that I deserved to walk through them. I once read a quote that stayed with me. The delicate balance of mentoring is creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. True mentorship is a quiet, powerful act of faith, a gift of belief when we feel lost in our own doubt. The McNair Scholars Program became my second family, with whom I found not just guidance, but a place where my chaos, exhaustion, even fears were met with open arms. Week after week, I'd sit in the office of my mentor, Dr. Deborah Rojas, weighed down by sleepless nights and self-doubt. Every time she was there, steady, patient, and a light in my darkest hours. She showed me the strength I struggled to see in myself, her quiet reassurance, a reminder that even the hardest nights would yield to morning. For those of you who found such mentors, cherish them. And for those of you who haven't, know that even the mismatched puzzle pieces are valuable. Sometimes they teach us just as much, what we need, what we don't, and how to adapt and grow. The true gift of mentorship is in finding that rare person who doesn't just observe our journey, but actively helps us become the person we're meant to be. In the beginning, research felt like quicksand. Each step forward seemed to sink me in deeper with new challenges rising like walls around me. But research teaches you to meet obstacles with a kind of fearless curiosity, to see each setback as a doorway rather than a dead end. Growing up, I had learned to see my life through a narrow aperture. Slowly, research began to ask, quietly at first, then bold and insistent, a question within me. What might I be capable of? That curiosity grew into a relentless force, daring me to challenge every boundary, to look beyond each no I told myself and see what might lie on the other side of yes. Driven by this need to see what was possible, I began to break through the barriers I'd once thought unassailable. Presenting my work on national stages, stepping into leadership roles, balancing full-time school with 2 jobs, and setting my sights on graduate school. Each obstacle was no longer a wall, but a stepping stone. Another page in a story that I was finally writing for myself. Each event that once felt like an ending became a beginning. Every hurdle, a chapter leading me not only closer to achievement, but to the truest version of myself. When I first started, I had no idea what I wanted to research. No topic, no plan, not even a faint sense of direction. To be honest, I wasn't even sure if my topic was something that I was passionate about. Perhaps you may feel that way too. There are moments I nearly turned back, tempted to reclaim the safe, familiar version of my life I'd been handed. But through this process, I discovered something unexpected. You don't need a perfect map to reach a place of meaning. Research isn't about having all the answers, nor is it about following a straight line. Sometimes life simply hands you a compass and you have to trust your own steps through the fog. There were days when my path was shrouded, steps uncertain, progress invisible, yet I kept moving forward. In that haze, in the quiet persistence of it all, I stumbled upon purpose and direction. That purpose was to give a voice to those questions and silences that too often go unnoticed. It became clear to me that my path was not just to find answers, but to open doors for others who feel lost in the same fog, guiding forward through the light of my own journey. And now, as I finish my research, I stand here with a vision where nursing is to be recognized as a scholarly force that contributes to the fabric of academia. I want future students to feel that they can take the leap, even if they have no clue what's waiting on the other side. Today, I am the main character of my own story, no longer a background, no longer a background extra meant to just fill out a scene. Life may give us a script, but if the role we have is just too insignificant, we can actively choose to rewrite it. Picking up the pen to revise that story will eventually bring us turbulence. In those rough spots, the seemingly insurmountable problems, the complexities others avoid, that's where purpose is often found. Failure to meet a perceived ideal doesn't diminish who we are. It defines us and makes us unique. These struggles, though painful, carry with them powerful opportunities for transformation. Embracing setbacks with resilience can turn so-called failures into catalysts for reinvention. So whatever story life has tried to hand you, take a deep breath. Realize that the pen is and has always been firmly in your hand, and begin word by word to rewrite your own personal narrative.